to Discover East County, where we walk the paths of hardworking folks who share the stories of their lives and businesses. I'm your host, Valley, and I'm here with my good friend, Rhina Paredes-Greason, co-founder of Eric Paredes Save a Life Foundation. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I have missed you so much. We go back 20-something years,
Yes.
or maybe 16 to 20 years. So I want to catch up on all the things. I know, life has changed a lot from you from when we worked together in a real estate office to now.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. Introduce us. Tell us who you are and what it is that you do.
So I am a nurse. I've been a nurse for over 30 years, but back in the day when I met you, I was also doing real estate part-time. So that's 16 years ago, I think. And in 2009, my son Eric, who was a completely healthy two-sport athlete, he was only 15 years old. One day he collapsed and he passed away on our kitchen floor. Eric and I had been together that morning and talking, and he was downloading some music from a new band that he had discovered. And I stepped out to go to a doctor's appointment, and Eric's dad came home 20 minutes later and found out Eric had passed away on our kitchen floor.
That's crazy.
I know. So
tragic.
Very, very tragic.
And so you guys ultimately found out what he passed away from, and such a young age. It's kind of like, what could really, he was healthy, he was an athlete, gorgeous. He was such a good looking young man.
Thank you.
So what happened? What caused that?
So after Eric passed away, we got notified by the coroner that Eric had passed away from sudden cardiac arrest. And me being a nurse, being in the medical field, I had never heard of a healthy kid dying from something like sudden cardiac arrest. So after we were able to really stand up on our 2 feet, we started doing a lot of research and found out that about 23,000 kids die from sudden cardiac arrest in the United States. Wow. And that's really also according to the American Heart Association. Eric's dad and I decided that we need to do something about this because we didn't want to have other parents go through this journey that we are still going through.
Right.
Having lost a child to something that could be preventable.
And this situation rocked East County. You guys lived in East County at the time, and I remember coaching at the local high school that he went to, and it made a huge impact. And Eric was a popular kid, and everybody knew. So you kind of think about it in a way where maybe it took a popular kid, a well-known local athlete, for something to happen, for somebody to step in and kind of make a difference. So tell us kind of what it is that Eric Paredes Save a Life Foundation is, and what do you guys do?
Yes, and like you said, it made a big impact in East County because I think parents realize that if it happened to a healthy kid, a normal family, it can happen to anyone. And that's truthfully what it is. Yeah. So after Eric passed away, that we found out that it was sudden cardiac arrest, we found out that there are other foundations in the United States that do heart screenings in kids to be able to detect those kids who might have those cardiac abnormalities that they don't know, just like Eric. Yeah. So we started with the Eric Paredes Save a Life Foundation, which is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we do heart screenings. We do an EKG, we do a cardiac risk assessment, and we also have a visit with a cardiologist right there on the spot. If something is abnormal, we do an echocardiogram as well. Okay. We do 6 screenings a year in different areas in San Diego County. And so that way we can grab as many kids as we can, ages 12 to 25. And the best part of it is that this is a free service to the community.
Right.
We rely on corporate sponsors as well as individual sponsors to be able to do this, because we realized that there could be that mom that has 4 kids that could not afford $5 per child. So we decided to just do a lot of work raising money to be able to do this for free.
So one of my sisters just went to get a checkup, and she paid for this service out of pocket. And she lives in a different state, so it was not that bad. But here in California, if you were to pay for something like this out of pocket, another sister of mine said this would cost me $2 trillion in California to get this screening. And so that caught me, and I thought, you know what? I have a teenage son that's in high school. A kid at his high school this year collapsed from a heart abnormality. Luckily, there was somebody there that was CPR certified and was able to basically save his life.
Correct.
And I know that you covered that on the news. So I thought, you know what? This is my wake up call to make sure that my son is at the previous LCAP screening that you guys just had in East County.
Right.
And so, hundreds of kids are there. A lot of people show up. You guys do take donations if somebody is able to do that. And I think it's really important that they do to keep your foundation going.
Right.
And you guys have another one coming up soon. When is that?
It's going to be June 8th, and it's going to be at the Jackie Robinson YMCA. And again, it's screenings for kids ages 12 to 25. Another important thing that I need to mention also, that when you come to one of our screenings and you bring your kids, you can also learn how to do CPR and how to use an AED. We don't certify people, but knowing how to do CPR and use an AED is extremely important. You don't need to be certified to be able to do CPR. Anybody can do CPR, and anybody can use an AED. You don't have to be in the medical field to open up one of the AEDs and help save a life.
Right, exactly.
It's something super simple and easy that everybody should learn how to do.
Yeah, just like the coach that was there on site happened to know it and put his tools into action to save a kid's life. If a parent is there and they find something within their child, what are the resources and where do you guys come in with that parent to kind of help walk them through the process of the next steps?
That's a great question. So once we find a child to be at risk, the cardiologist speaks to the parents and gets the information on who his own pediatrician, his health insurance is, so that we push that child to his own health insurance. And our cardiologist ends up speaking to their pediatrician to let them know what we found.
Okay.
This is a screening. So once we find something, the child needs to be submitted to other testing to confirm what our findings have been. And that way we can confirm whether he actually has it. But we find kids at risk at every single heart screening. We have screened about 43,000 kids in San Diego County, and we have found over 600 kids with cardiac abnormalities that they had no idea that they had. We also have taught an overview of CPR to about 80,000 people.
Yeah,
and we have placed over 209 AEDs in different schools, because as we know, AEDs is not mandatory to have in schools. And we have passed 3 different laws in the state of California. So
you have.
Yes. So we are making a lot of strides. We're working really, really, really hard to be able to, create and elevate a higher standard to protect the hearts of the young kids.
Well, knowledge is part of it. Just knowing that this condition exists.
Right.
Knowing that there's a program out there that'll help parents find out a little bit more about what's going on in your kid, because you can't sit back and think it's not my kid, because
yes. So this is something that I have to also mention, is that the reason why we do heart screenings and we do EKGs is because EKGs are not part of pre-participation sports physicals or well checkups. So if you bring your child to a sports physical or their well checkup, all they do is they check the site, they check for scoliosis, hernias, but that's it. They don't do an EKG. They're not really testing the most important organ that works during exercise, for example.
Right. It's called cardio for a reason.
Exactly. So they don't do that. So this is why we do these heart screenings, to be able to detect those kids who might have those cardiac abnormalities, because they're not checking it when they go for their sports physicals or well checkups. This is extremely important for parents to also know that just because your child looks healthy from the outside, it doesn't mean that they are heart healthy. My son was the epitome of health.
Absolutely.
Two-sport athlete, like I said, and without any warning.
Yeah,
he
his
collapsed.
mom is a nurse. His dad was a police officer.
Yes.
I mean, he had
Eric just collapsed
by it.
within 20 minutes of me leaving my house. So if it happens to us, it really can happen to anyone. Like I said, 23,000 kids are affected every single year.
Yeah. And if you have the opportunity, they're here in San Diego. Take this free opportunity to just know.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Any other method of getting screened could cost you thousands of dollars, literally. And you have this opportunity. You guys do screenings all the time. I see you post about all the new different locations that you're at. And so I just want to encourage everybody, just don't wish that you would have shown up.
Absolutely.
Show up.
How would you know if you don't go?
Right.
Basically,
Exactly.
You would not know if you don't do one of these heart screenings. You will never know if there's a cardiac abnormality in your child. So do it. So, I wish that I would have been given the opportunity to have a heart screening, but back in the days, it wasn't. So I am giving every parent the opportunity to do this for free.
If they haven't registered, because I know I was able to register online so that I can show up to my appointment time. But if they don't have an appointment and they're in the area, can they come
Absolutely.
in?
We take walk-ins. It's from 9:30 till 2:30, 6 times a year. And it's so easy. It's painless. It'll take about an hour. So why not?
Yeah, and the other thing I think we kind of talked about is one of my nephews went to a screening and they found an abnormality.
Yes.
And he went through all the steps to get it taken care of. Personally, it's touched my life multiple times.
Right.
And I'm just one person. So if there's other people, parents out there, I'm sure you are within arm's reach of somebody that has an issue and you don't even know it yet.
Exactly.
So, Rhina, I want to just tell you that we love your family.
Oh, well, thank you.
I'm thankful for the impact that you've made on our community in San Diego. Sorry about the way that it had to come about, but you are kind of a hero in my eyes because you've taken tragedy and turned it into just a beautiful project that has saved lives.
Thank you.
So, Thank you for what you do, and thank you for coming in.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching Discover East County, and we will see you next time. Look at us.